Teyana Taylor is often perceived as the blueprint for the modern-day superwoman. She's beautiful, multi-talented, and ambitious. But beneath her rock-hard abs, smoky eyes, and velvet voice lies something far more complex. Something that, when observed closely, reveals a pattern stitched together with self-sacrifice, delusion, and emotional neglect masquerading as devotion. For years, she and Iman looked like a power couple. However, behind the curated red carpets and public displays of affection was a slow unraveling. And the deeper we go, the more we're forced to ask, why did she stay? What did she lose trying to keep him? And now that she's moved on to Aaron Pierre, will she finally break the cycle or repeat it with a different face? As always, the answer lies beneath the surface. But before we jump into today's video, don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of applewood smoked bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, and butter toffee peanuts. To give you some better insight, we have to take you back to the early 2000s when Teyana started dating NBA player Brandon Jennings. They got engaged sometime around 2010. She told The Breakfast Club she waited until 2 years after they got engaged to knock boots for the first time because she wanted to ensure Brandon was the one. Her fairy tale went up in smoke in 2013 when her friend, video vixen Tay, started dating Brandon behind her back. Teyana said she found out about their relationship via online blogs.
He's young and in his prime and pretty much trying to have his cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? And I never tripped. All I asked for was just don't embarrass me. You know what I'm saying?
Brandon downplayed his relationship with Teyana, and Tay claimed she and Teyana were never close friends. Teyana picked up the pieces and moved on with Iman. After tying the knot in 2016 and welcoming 2 children, Teyana admitted that she and Iman invited third parties into their bedroom activities. She even wrote a song about it in 2018 called Three-Way. In her song Three-Way, she sings, "Three-way, I couldn't wait to have with you, 'cause I know it turned you on. So let's do it, babe, 'cause 2 heads are better than 1. In some cases, introducing additional partners into a monogamous dynamic is a red flag disguised as openness. It often signals a fear of abandonment masked as liberation. The hope that if you offer your partner everything, even pieces of yourself you're not comfortable giving, maybe they won't look elsewhere. But Iman did. From leaked DMs to cheating rumors that refused to die, his infidelities were whispered about for years. And Teyana, instead of confronting them publicly or stepping away, leaned in harder. She defended their bond as if trying to convince the world, and maybe herself, that their love was the real deal. It wasn't until after she filed for divorce that she revealed in court filings that he had been unfaithful to her multiple times. In a 2020 post, Teyana revealed she was retiring from making music, citing being overlooked by the industry. But deeper than that, fans noticed her physical appearance started to change, her sparkle dimmed, and her emotional bandwidth seemed depleted. Women in emotionally taxing relationships often experience what's known as intimate fatigue. It's a state in which one becomes emotionally bankrupt after giving too much for too long. According to a 2019 report in the American Journal of Psychology, this fatigue can lead to self-abandonment in exchange for perceived emotional safety. Consider this. Why would a woman who's so talented and a star in her own right stay in a relationship marked by betrayal? The answer is rooted in identity, more specifically, a fragmented identity that forms when love is conditional. On December 10, 1990, Teyana was born in New York to a single mom. As for her dad, well, he was in prison for the first 13 to 14 years of her life. No matter how deeply a mother loves, she can't replace the primal safety a girl feels when her father is emotionally present. It's likely that Teyana grew up with a nervous system wired for absence and the ache of waiting on someone who never truly shows up. Children who grow up with incarcerated parents often internalize a sense of abandonment, confusion, and loss of control. Their minds split between craving connection and punishing the very parent who failed to give it. Teyana learned early what it meant to want someone who couldn't show up for her. When her dad was finally released from jail, she was excited to build a relationship with him. However, they began to clash almost immediately. Teyana told Angie Martinez that he tried to play an authoritative role in her life, and she wasn't about to take orders from someone who didn't even know how to operate in the real world after spending so much time in prison. As they continued to bump heads, feelings of abandonment that she tried to conceal came to the surface. She told Angie that she felt so much resentment because her dad was never there to protect her, and she felt like he threw her to the wolves when he left for prison. When her mom's fiance entered the picture, he offered stability. Teyana, young and emotionally starved, was stuck to him like white on rice. But life, in its cruelest irony, ripped him away when he was murdered when Teyana was about 11 or 12. She told Angie Martinez that the loss had a significant impact on her. Her nervous system may have learned to believe that men always leave, even the good ones. And when a girl internalizes that belief, she grows into a woman who sees instability as love. She feels most alive when she's chasing someone who doesn't know how to stay. To Teyana's inner child, Iman might have been a familiar echo, a man whose love came in waves, hot, then cold, present, then suspiciously absent. She looked the other way at whispers of cheating and tried to cover for his bad behavior. Why? Because deep down, maybe she believes that to keep a man, you must tolerate heartbreak. Now, let's talk about the power imbalance between Teyana and Iman. Iman's NBA career may have been flashy, but Teyana was the one generating headlines, award nominations, and artistic accolades. Yet, she rarely allowed herself to shine, and she admitted in divorce docs that Iman was jealous of the attention she received on the red carpet. Dimming oneself is a common strategy among women who've internalized the belief that they cannot succeed independently of a man's presence. It's known as mirroring, and it's the tendency for a person to shrink their shine or reflect their partner's ego to maintain balance in the relationship. The tipping point came in 2023 when Teyana finally announced their separation. But even then, she emphasized that he was still her best friend, and she emphasized the love between them. It wasn't until later on in their divorce proceedings that Teyana told the truth about how Iman had been treating her and their daughters. A case study in the Journal of Emotional Abuse found that individuals exiting long-term, emotionally unbalanced relationships often downplayed the trauma they endured. Teyana and Aaron first sparked romance rumors when they were seated together at the American Black Film Festival Honors in February 2025. The following month, the mom of two seemingly confirmed they were an item after she shared photos of them together at the 2025 Oscars. In June 2025, they pretty much confirmed their relationship when they were caught smooching at Aaron's surprise 31st birthday party. That same month, Teyana released the music video for her new single, Long Time, which features a cameo by Aaron. Just like she did with Iman, she's blurring the lines between passion and performance. With Iman, she sang about him and directed videos that centered their intimacy. It looked like artistry, but underneath, it may have been another attempt to keep him close, to bind him to her through shared purpose, to turn the relationship into a brand so that even if his body strayed, their image couldn't. And now, she's doing it again. Featuring Aaron early on in her art isn't just a bold creative move. It may be a subconscious plea to fast-track intimacy by folding him into her world like she did with Iman. It's the comfort of familiarity disguised as chemistry. But if the wound is still open, then this is just déjà vu in disguise. So is this really a new chapter or just a familiar cycle with a different leading man? At first glance, Aaron looks like the upgrade. He's polished, private, and artistically intense. His performances evoke depth, and he's careful about what he shares, preferring to let his work speak louder than his social presence. But here's where things start to twist, because on paper, Iman once looked like a dream too. The most dangerous kind of rebound isn't the one-night stand. It's the emotionally seductive replacement, the one who feels deeper, acts more intentionally, and seems more evolved. But when the heart hasn't healed, it picks people who reflect its familiar wounds. It's not about red flags being ignored. It's about not recognizing them in new packaging. Psychological studies show that people often repeat relationship patterns until they consciously interrupt them. According to attachment theory, unresolved wounds from past betrayals can cause individuals to gravitate toward emotionally similar partners, even if those similarities are wrapped in new aesthetics. There's also something to be said about the savior complex many women adopt after surviving a toxic relationship. They want to prove they can still make love work, that they're not broken, that the failure of the last man was his fault, not a reflection of their worth. And in doing so, they leap into new dynamics, hoping to overwrite the past, when in reality, they're dragging it along like a phantom. Teyana's pattern of choosing men who don't fully show up for her emotionally may repeat unless she sits with the pain of what she endured with Iman, unless she stops making herself the fixer, the muse, the one who holds it all together. Because if she doesn't, she'll keep dating men who reflect back the same lack of reciprocity she's been conditioned to normalize. There's no shame in wanting love again, but new love won't save you from old wounds. It just hides them better. Even the strongest woman can find herself weakened by patterns she didn't choose but unknowingly repeats. A woman still haunted by her father's absence will keep choosing men who disappear in different ways, because love cannot take root in a heart still mourning what it never received.